Prepare IAS coaching. It is one of the best coaching institutes for the IAS and PCS exam in Lucknow. This is the address and this is the contact number. You can contact them for getting further guidance for your coaching and for your preparation. Okay. So hello everyone. In this video, we'll do the daily current affairs analysis of the news items which were there in news on 2nd October 2021. So the topics which we will discuss are ethanol production. It is important for prelims and mains. We will discuss this. Next is the renunciation of Indian citizenship. What are the provisions regarding that? We will see. Next is the National Mission for Clean Ganga. What are the objectives of this? Which is the implementing agency? Significance of this mission and how can it help the river Ganga to rejuvenate and overall help the economy and the livelihood of the people also who are depending on the Ganga river, and how can this scheme can be a role model for all the other major rivers like the Yamuna, Narmada, etc. Brahmaputra in India. So landslides and floods early warning system. So what it is and why it is very important to devise such mechanisms so that the early warning systems of the disasters can be enhanced and thus the human and infrastructural damage can be minimized so that the economic productivity and the economic potential of that particular region and also the overall country does not depreciate much. Okay, so next is the PM Poshan Shakti Nirman scheme. What is this scheme? We will study. Next is the Indo-US Defense Industrial Security Council. Okay, next is the meningitis. So first is ethanol production. It is important for GS paper 3. Topic is environment related issues. So why it is in news? Almost 2 million tons empty of sugar were diverted for ethanol production during the last sugar season, October 2020 to September 2021. About ethanol and its production. Ethanol can be produced from sugarcane, maize, wheat, etc., which are having high starch content. In India, ethanol is mainly produced from sugarcane molasses by fermentation process. Ethanol can be mixed with gasoline to form different blends. As the ethanol molecule contains oxygen, it allows the engine to more completely combust the fuel, resulting in fewer emissions and thereby reducing the occurrence of environmental pollution. Since ethanol is produced from plants that harness the power of the sun, ethanol is also considered as a renewable fuel, which will help ultimately India to fulfill its renewable energy targets. Okay, which is the 100 gigawatts of renewable energy to be produced by 2022. And also, as we have seen that a lot of sugar is wasted each year. As the sugar mills have the surplus of sugar production, so that a lot of sugar and sugar cane also is wasted. So if the sugarcane and the sugarcane molasses are used for ethanol production, then it will have multiple benefits. One, that if the ethanol blending in petrol and diesel is increased, so it will reduce the import of the petrol and diesel, fossil fuels import. So the Indian government is looking forward to this so that the ethanol production can be enhanced and the environmental as well as the economic benefits of this can be reaped, because if the import substitution is done and if the fossil fuel import is reduced, so it will also help the environment and it will also help India to reduce its import bills, and that money can be used for other productive issues. Okay, and also if ethanol blending is done, then sugarcane molasses can be used in that which are otherwise being wasted each year. So the income of the farmers can also be enhanced. So the doubling or the target of doubling farmers income by 2022 as recommended by the Dalwai committee, it can be boosted in this manner, because if the government or the farmers are depending on agriculture alone, then it is very important, when it is very difficult to double the farmers income, and hence the government is focusing a lot more on agriculture and particularly the elite sectors of agriculture like the dairy, like the food processing sector, like the ethanol production, like the fisheries. Okay, so that is why this news is very very important. It can be a potential question in mains also. The source of this news is the Hindu. Next is renunciation of Indian citizenship. GS paper 2. Topic is citizenship related issues. So why it is in news? The Ministry of Home Affairs (MHA) has simplified the process. Indians who want to renounce their citizenship. Provisions have been made for applicants to upload documents online with an upper limit of 60 days for the renunciation process to be completed. About citizenship. In India, Articles 5 to 11 of the Constitution deal with the concept of citizenship. The term citizenship entails the enjoyment of full membership of any state in which a citizen has civil and political rights. Termination of citizenship is possible in three ways according to the Citizenship Act 1955. Renunciation. If any citizen of India who is also a national of another country renounces his Indian citizenship through a declaration in the prescribed manner, he ceases to be an Indian citizen. Termination. Indian citizenship can be terminated if a citizen knowingly or voluntarily adopts the citizenship of any foreign country. Deprivation. The Government of India can deprive a person of his citizenship in some cases. It is applicable only in the case of citizens who have acquired the citizenship by registration, naturalization, or only by Article 5C. So prelims throttling topics are all the constitutional provisions regarding citizenship and also the provisions of the Citizenship Amendment Act, in which the citizenship through naturalization has been provided through a reduced time period to six communities like the Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, Parsis, etc., coming from the three countries, like the three countries of Afghanistan, Bangladesh, and Pakistan. So you have to study that details also. Next is the OCI versus the NRI concept. You have to study what are the detailed provisions regarding these. Source of this news is the Indian Express. Next is National Mission for Clean Ganga. It is important for GS paper 3. Topic is environment related issues. So why it is in news? Chacha Chaudhary has been declared as the mascot for Namami Gange project. Content to be designed with the objective of bringing about behavioral change amongst children towards Ganga and other rivers. Proposal for conserving and sustainably managing Gangetic floodplain wetlands in Bihar. Major components of the project will be wetland inventory and assessment, wetland management planning, wetlands monitoring, and capacity development and outreach, aims at creating a knowledge base and capacities for effective management of floodplain wetlands in the 12 Ganga districts in Bihar to ensure sustained provision of wetlands ecosystem services and securing biodiversity habitats. Kalpapas, Simariya Ghat is popular for Kalpas, an ancient tradition in which devotees live on ghats, sing and meditate during the Magh Mela. Prelims outlying topics are about the mission and other such initiatives by the government of India. The source of this news is The Hindu. Next is landslides and floods early warning system. It is important for GS paper 3. Topic is disaster management. So why it is in news? CSIR, National Geophysical Research Institute (NGRI), has launched an environmental seismology group to develop a landslide and flood early warning system (EWS) for the Himalayan region based on real-time monitoring with dense seismological networks coupled with satellite data, numerical modeling, and geomorphic analysis. This would enable a crucial warning several hours prior, which will save precious human life and property in future during such events. Climate change, cause of landslides and floods. Landslides are common in India's northern Himalayan region, particularly in the current monsoon season when heavy rains lead to subsidence of earth and rocks. The situation is exacerbated by climate change, making the monsoon more erratic and melting glaciers higher in the mountains. Roads in the region are also often poorly maintained. About landslide and floods. A landslide is defined as the movement of a mass of rock, debris, or other down a slope. A high water level that overflows the natural banks along any portion of a stream is called a flood. Thus, floods are commonly associated with a stream or river. The National Geophysical Research Institute is a constituent research laboratory of the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research (CSIR). It was established in 1961 with the mission to carry out research in multidisciplinary areas of the highly complex structure and processes of the Earth system and its extensively interlinked subsystems. Prelim thought topics are about the landslides and floods, about the disaster management initiatives for such disasters. Source of this news is the Indian Express. Next is the PM Poshan Shakti Nirman Scheme. It is important for GS paper 2. Topic is policies and interventions of the government. So why it is in news? The existing midday meal scheme, which provides hot meals to students, has been renamed as the National Scheme for PM Poshan Shakti Nirman. Key propositions in the PM Poshan scheme: supplementary nutrition. Supplementary nutrition for children in aspirational districts and those with high prevalence of anemia. States to decide diet. It essentially does away with the restriction on the part of the center to provide funds only for wheat, rice, pulses, and vegetables. Currently, if a state decides to add any component like milk or eggs to the menu, the center does not bear the additional cost. Now that restriction has been lifted, Nutri Gardens, they will be developed in schools to give children first-hand experience with nature and gardening. Women and FPOs, to promote vocals for local women self-help groups and farmer producer organizations will be encouraged to provide fillip to locally grown traditional food items. Social audit. Inspection by students of colleges and universities for ground-level execution. Tithi Bhojan. Communities would also be encouraged to provide the children food at festivals, etc. Direct benefit transfers (DBTs) to school. States will be asked to do direct benefit cash transfers of cooking costs to individual school accounts and allowances to the bank accounts of cooks and helpers. Holistic nutrition. Use of locally grown traditional foods will be encouraged along with school grown nutrition gardens. So about the midday meal scheme, the National Program of Nutritional Support to Primary Education (NSPE) was launched as a centrally sponsored scheme in 1995. Objective of the scheme was to enhance enrollment, retention and attendance and simultaneously improve nutritional levels among children. In 2001, it became a cooked midday meal scheme. The scheme covers children of classes 1st to 8th studying in government-aided schools, special training centers (STC), and madrasas (maktabs) supported under Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan (SSA). It is the largest school feeding program in the world. It is covered by the National Food Security Act 2013. So these are very important statements for the prelims. Okay, so food norms under the midday meal scheme per child day in grams for primary classes. These are the norms, and for upper primary classes, these are the norms. Okay, so you have to keep these in mind. Next is the Indo-US Defense Security Council. It is a prelim specific topic. So the Industrial Security Agreement Summit between India and United States was organized to develop protocol for the exchange of classified information between the defense industries of both the nations. The ISA was signed in December 2019 to facilitate the exchange of classified information between the defense industries of both the countries. Create a roadmap for the implementation of the ISA. In principle agreement to establish Indo-US Industrial Security Joint Working Group. Group to meet regularly to align policies for defense industries to collaborate on critical defense technologies. Meningitis. It is a prelim specific topic. The global roadmap to defeat meningitis by 2030 was recently released by the World Health Organization (WHO) and its partners. This is the first ever global strategy to defeat meningitis. It aims to eliminate epidemics of bacterial meningitis and to reduce deaths by 70% and half the number of cases. Significance: the strategy could save more than 2 lakh lives annually and significantly reduce disability caused by the disease. About meningitis. Meningitis is an inflammation of the membranes that surround the brain and spinal cord. It is predominantly caused by bacterial and viral infection. Meningitis caused by bacterial infection causes around 250,000 deaths a year and can lead to fast spreading epidemics. It kills a tenth of those infected, mostly children and young people, and leaves the fifth with long-lasting disability. So these are the symptoms of the disease. You can have a look at these. So thank you so much for watching the analysis video. Have a nice day.